Contrary
Right.
to popular belief and what the media and everything.
Thank you.
All
let's
right,
not
welcome
You laugh,
everybody.
Let's not talk about the media today,
Keep
shall
going.
we? Keep it
See
down
you
to
all.
business.
We are
Jackie
live.
Hannibal.
Says Jackie.
Good morning,
We
John.
are live.
Morning, John.
Good
Good
morning, my
John.
friends, to our daily success call for whatever day this is, Wednesday, June
Wednesday
24th.
already.
And I am excited to see you all. There's Sharon. There's Jim. We just got to hear a bunch from Edward. Good to see you, Edward.
Hey, how you
Of
doing, my
course,
friend?
there's Meg.
Miss ya.
All
Love
right.
ya.
Hi.
Good to see you guys. Deborah, Jody, Douglas. There's Lori. Hey, Lori. Alex, looking awesome as always. CJ, hello. Lynn. Kim is here. Howard Bluestein, haven't seen you in a bit, my friend. And of course, we have Sharon and Esther and David and Jackie. And we're going to go ahead and have a fun conversation today. What do you guys want to talk about? Sounds like you're talking about, how old we look on Zoom. And,
Not what we were talking about.
yeah.
I'm going to post a picture of me when I look 21. That's everybody can think that's what I look like.
Okay. Excellent. Actually, my profile picture here on Zoom, which you guys, I guess, would see if I
Yeah,
stopped
you were
my
15.
video. Yeah. So this one is maybe
I like that
5
picture.
years old. Maybe 5 years old. I don't know.
Nice picture.
Looks
I
about
like
40.
Thank you.
John, they're the best ones, the old
I
ones.
like that picture. I like that
Hey,
picture.
I have no idea how old you are, John. You do not look
I
your
have
age.
to,
I'm pretty
I
sure.
have to say something. I was searching something and somehow John popped up and up popped a video. John was somewhere in the Caribbean.
for him.
Could have been the Greek islands. And John had hair down to his shoulders.
Whoa.
Yeah.
John was talking about his new, how he
Rocker.
acquired his new
Oh, the Metzler,
armada
that's
of
right.
boats. You remember that, John?
He was a rocker.
Oh man, that was a funny little video. Yeah, I
It
had
was.
long hair. I
And
was
you
in
spun around.
Aruba.
Aruba, that's where you were. And he spun around and he showed his brand new armada of boats, and they were all just ready to sink.
That's right.
Show us a picture of Torture Crypt.
Oh my goodness, you guys found out my old band.
I
Oh
did.
my
That's what we
goodness.
could do on Friday.
I actually had
You
short
know the
hair in
lady.
that band, but yes.
You look great, and you actually have a really good voice.
Oh well, thank you.
And
Yeah,
that was in the
So-
music business for 30 years. Come and-
awesome.
You love to
Who's
sing
got
for
the
Thank
us.
you
train?
guys. Yeah, so I've got, I guess it's part of being a Gemini or something. So there's like John the philosopher, and there's John the, the heavy metal biker, guy. So it's two different.
What was the name of the group, John?
It's been posted for you, John.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, guys, get to that later. Don't get distracted. You got to stay focused, damn it. That's our topic for
Today's
today. Stay
discussion is
focused.
John.
Oh my God. We are
Yes.
so funny.
All right. So everybody's having a
You
laugh
asked-
now.
you
That's
asked what-
great. But yes, my last band was an extreme death metal band out of New Jersey called Torture Crypt, and we hung around with. Oh, hold on, I gotta mute the microphone here.
Okay, we
All
need
right.
to be meeting
And
people now.
we hung around with the likes of other notable acts as Cannibal Corpse and Suffocation and bands like that from the New York, New Jersey metro area. And what's interesting about that too is the some of the celebrities that are into that sort of thing. I heard Jim Carrey say that his favorite band was Napalm Death. Well, there you go. From England, by the way, from Birmingham, right? So for all of you Brits, my goodness, there's some good music that comes out of England. Oh my goodness. Ever since, I guess, the Beatles, or probably before the Beatles, right? I mean, who doesn't like the Beatles? It's amazing. So here I am, a metalhead, and I love the Beatles. Man, they're awesome. Not to mention, even before that, Beethoven.
You
I
weren't
was
born
actually,
then, were you?
what's that, Jackie?
You weren't born then, before the Beatles.
No.
No.
But even like going back a few years before the Beatles, there was this guy, Ludwig, who made some really extreme music. Like there's some really extreme music that comes out of England. Ludwig van Beethoven. Some of you may have heard of
I
him.
knew. Yeah, I knew.
Oh,
you
He's
were-
German. Yeah, this
He's
guy.
German.
Yeah, but didn't he work in England? Wasn't he an English guy?
No, really, not Beethoven. No.
Well, that's how much I know. about
Exactly.
I'm gonna consider him English, okay? Because I'm just on an English kick lately. And so but that guy, he could, and I guess this is going to be our topic for today, right? Is doing it to the max, right? When I listen to Beethoven or Ravel, right? These guys were hardcore. Like there was no half measures to Beethoven. It's like you're going to hear this 100%. You're going to hear this right now, says me, right? Says Beethoven. And so, and then, I can appreciate Wagner, who's definitely German, and, Mozart, who was he Austrian or technically German?
German.
German. Okay. So, and then Rossini from Italy. I know that name.
Yes.
Rossini. In fact, I saw, we're going to get to a topic here in just a second, but I saw Barbara di Sviglia, the Barber of Seville, in Sydney Opera House, right? So that's Rossini's, big, major, opera. And, the whole thing, right? Figaro and, all of it. So Sydney Opera House. I don't know how many of you have been there, but if you're going to go there, definitely see, something. You'll see something good. But what else? What are we talking about today? What are we talking about? Before we got here, we were talking about, how beautiful we all look and how young we all look. For those who don't know, I just turned 50 last month. So there's that. Although I did cut and color my hair, so you can never tell. I'm now 30, instantly 30 in a box. It costs $7, called Just for Men. But the idea of doing something to the max, I think is where we're going with this today. And I didn't come with like a big lecture for you because I've been insanely busy with all kinds of stuff as well. Some of which affects you guys and some of which does not, because I got lots of stuff going on in my life. But the idea, okay, so here's Beethoven, and you guys can think of a composition, I'm sure, in your head right now. So Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, for example. I mean, who doesn't know that? Dun, 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 right? So he just opening movement is like, here's a punch in the face. Hi, I'm Beethoven. Bam, right? Wow. So can you have impact, I guess is the question. Can you have, and are you willing to have impact in the marketplace? Which starts with you. I'm thinking, what am I willing to do that I haven't been willing to do before to move myself in the direction of having a better, bigger effect in the marketplace? Which brings up a few subtopics, but the first one that comes up for me, and this is one that's been on my mind today because I've got a huge list of stuff to do. By the way, Adrian Gardner, I want to get with you again. I've just been, anyway, we got a few things to discuss, and a few of you, I want to get with you and discuss a few things that I've been working on behind the scenes, sparingly, because there's just so much else that I got to get done. But a concept called opportunity cost. You guys ever heard this concept before? Opportunity cost. So I'm going to venture in this road. Let's say, for example, in the case of Amazon, being an Amazon seller. Okay. So there's certainly a cost to that in terms of, what you're going to invest, let's say, in your education, investing in products, right? So now you're looking to be profitable. Okay. So I put in $1,000. I got 1,500 out. Well, that's good. We could scale that up, right? That's nice. Okay. But to get there, right, there's thousands of dollars. And now we're setting up LLCs or LTDs and dealing with Amazon's, in some cases, treacherous waters that you got to navigate just to set up an account. Some people just glide right through. Some people have had more difficulty with that. But the underlying all of that is the investment of time, the most precious commodity. And so while I would like to very much pick up the guitar. So here's the thing. You guys discovered my band from back in the 1990s where I didn't play the guitar. I did the microphone thing, but I like music. So I pick up the guitar, right? Now, let's say I really did it. Like I really did it. I heard there was this band, I think they're still around, Dragon Force, also from England, by the way. Everybody's from England today. But Dragon Force, these guys were accused of manipulating the music because they're so talented that they were accused that no human can actually play that. Like you pick up a guitar, you try and play what these guys do, like nobody can do it. And they're like, yeah, well, we practice 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day. Okay. So I'm thinking, man, if I'm going to get like that, which is an outrageous ideal, I'm going to have to practice 12 hours a day. And to what end? Excuse me. And to what end? I know some brilliant musicians, and that's their world. And I know a lot of us are into the arts, aesthetics, art, sculpture, music, etc. And interior design, right? That's one that's a bit more commercial that you can monetize, right? That's nice. Okay, but let's say that we really put our heart and soul into this art of, in this case, music. To what end? You get to be a starving artist? Is that it? These guys are broke. They're outrageously talented. I know lots of outrageously talented artists, musicians, etc. They're broke. And so what comes to mind for me is, what's the cost? Do I invest in that so I can have, yes, a pleasing experience, to the exclusion of, here's the consideration, to the exclusion of other things that could further me and my family and my purposes, which you can do a lot more with money than you can without, right? So guess what I haven't touched in a little while? The guitar. Okay. Yeah, I'll get back to the guitar. For fun. I'm gonna go start another band or something? I don't know, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. You know, that band that you guys discovered that I was in some decades ago. Yeah, that was not profitable. It was entrepreneurial nonetheless, right? I mean, we did the music, and the reward was the music itself, right? Getting on stage and playing the music and doing the thing. That's reward in itself. Money, nah, we lost money on that. I mean, it'd be nice, when we sell T-shirts and CDs, so we're not completely broke, but no, it wasn't a profitable enterprise, especially in that genre, right? You get into metal, there's very few, Metallicas or Judas Priest or AC/DC. I heard AC/DC is the most profitable rock act, and that's Australian now, okay, ever in history, like AC/DC. Well, they could take a crap on a CD and sell it, and they're going to make millions. Like no matter what, they win, because it's that sort, and it's simple too. That's the other consideration. Okay, so when we look at something like Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and it gets more complex as it goes. Okay, but right, something like that, or AC/DC, Back in Black or something, or Shook Me All Night Long. It is not terribly complicated. I know Malcolm Young died a couple of years ago, but Angus, everybody knows Angus Young, right? He comes out in his in his underwear, and everything. By the end of the show, he's just wearing his shorts and no shirt, and he's dripping with sweat. But he can't play an actual bar chord, like a proper bar chord, like any classical guitar instruction would teach you how to do a bar chord. He can't do it, and yet the most successful rock act ever. Glenn Tipton from Judas Priest. I'm on this music kick now. You guys started this. Glenn Tipton from Judas Priest said, "I don't know scales. I don't know a Phrygian scale from a fish scale. I have no idea what you're talking about. I just play." Okay, so competence. Okay, competence in what? And at the exclusion of something else. There's an idea that came up for me, and this is something. If those of you familiar with Brian Tracy. The Psychology of Achievement is one of his classic recordings, Brian Tracy, where he talks about how you can't, in terms of achievement, you can't like live on the beach or go to the beach every day and live in the mountains. That's something that he said. I was reminded of this quote just yesterday. I was in a conversation with someone. And so I thought about that, and I said, well, what if you live in a place where, the beach is right by the mountains? I mean, I could, I suppose, let's say the West Coast, right? Here's California, or up further up like Washington, right? There's mountains, and there's a coast right there. Can you go do that? Maybe not every day, okay? But the point is, you can't have pretty much anything you want, but you can't have everything you want. So yes, while I'd like to be a very talented guitarist, which is a pleasing reward in itself, okay? The aesthetics of the music, okay? What I'm not willing to do is sacrifice, because of the opportunity cost, right, is to sacrifice these other things that could further my purposes, which include my own sustenance, right? Survival, right? Providing a lifestyle for my family and for, causes and efforts beyond, the small group of the family into larger groups, into nations and, animals and the planet and everything else. There's lots of good that you can do when you've got the means. So what are we willing to sacrifice? I guess here's the real question, and then we'll just open it up. What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? More than the other thing that you also want. So I say, and you guys can agree or disagree, whatever you want. I'm not here to assert my rightness on this, but what I've observed just through observing life is that you can have anything you want. You just can't have everything you want. I had a little bit of an argument with someone about this the other day. And they were like, well, I don't want to limit myself. I was like, well, can you think of any example of that statement being true, that you can have anything you want, but you can't have everything you want? And the example they came up with, which basically proved my point, was, well, you can't have, 15 girlfriends and, a happy, committed, trusting marriage. Pick, choose, right? So, okay, well, there you go. There's that. Now, I'm sure there are some people in certain lifestyles that would argue with that as well. I've got 15 girlfriends and a happy, trusting marriage. Okay. Again, I'm not here to just tell you how right I am. This is just what I've observed, and it's true for me. So what do you want more than anything else that you're willing to pay the opportunity cost? Yeah, here's the money, and we're going to learn some stuff. That's all fine. You can go make more money. Okay. But now you're going to invest time and attention, and you only have so much of that, right? Think of it like a bucket with attention tokens or something in there, right? And you get to spend them, and you will every day. You get the same amount every day. It's 24 hours worth of tokens, right? You get to spend them every day. Can't save them. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be pretty cool. There's that saying, youth is wasted on the young, or what's the German one? Too soon old, too late smart. So that'd be nice, right? If we could bank some of that stuff. But alas, we can't. So let's be very deliberate about this, especially since I think we started this conversation with how long in the tooth some of us are. Long in the tooth. Actually, this is a very youthful group. I don't care what your chronological age is. The energy here is pretty awesome. What do you guys think about this? Opportunity cost. Let's start with Jamie, who's had her hand up the entire time. Hi, Jamie. What are your thoughts on having whatever you want, but not everything? Your thoughts?
Well, it's a he.
Hi, Jamie. I said her hand up. Oh.
That Jamie.
Okay, I know Jamie. Jamie's definitely a he. All right.
I think we have to weigh the costs sometimes, and I think sometimes that might have a lot to do with our hesitations and restrictions, maybe whether they're financial. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I was on there about having time and time management, but with the conversations I've had and listened to on here and heard other people and read, you just have to you have to lay all those barriers and those speed bumps. You need to flatten those to get to where you want to be. And I'm not sure if you can have whatever you want, but not everything. I think that, I don't know. I mean, your example was a good one, because there's certainly some things that, those are murky waters to get into. Mm-hmm. But I think, I don't want to restrict myself from the standpoint of what I think is achievable. And find out that it's not, just because it's, I've done all I can to get there and it's time to find a different route. So,
Are you confusing perhaps doubt with unwillingness to commit? Or I'm trying to get what you're saying, because Jamie, you're a very able guy. And I believe you can have anything you want. I believe that. In fact, I don't know that I could serve you in any way if I didn't believe that. But everything, like I'm gonna, be a racehorse jockey and an astronaut and whatever. No, we're getting ridiculous. But you probably don't even have those desires unless you also you know, the means to fulfill them.
Right.
That's the thing, Jamie. Any desire we have, I believe, we've also got the means to fulfill it.
Right. I agree.
Okay. Well, then let me co-sign whatever you've decided for yourself. This is what I shall have. I will not be denied. Okay.
Exactly.
I shall have this, and whatever the cost is, and I shall now forsake distractions, other opportunities, in fact, to hit this so damn hard that I have to win. Have to. Right. So yeah. That's what's coming up for me, Jamie. I have no doubt about your ability. So, am I hearing you? Is that
Out here? There's no doubt. I mean, it's prioritization for me. It's not 1,000%. This is the direction I've chosen, and you know, damn everything else for the most part.
right?
You know, without not taking care of what I'm supposed to, but yeah, all in.
Beautiful, beautiful, brother. Yes, you are beautiful, Mr. Jamie. So good to see you, man. So good to see you, and thank you for treating everyone to links of my past. I was going to say sordid past, but it's not that sordid. It's pretty boring, in fact. Let's go to Koya. Hey, Koya.
Hi, everybody. And I told you a little story the other day about my youth, and this is a kind of carry on from that, which is relevant. Because my family fell apart when I was 16, my education fell apart at the same time, which meant I didn't get the results that I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And therefore, I was faced with a choice of going to university to study something I wasn't interested in, to get a job that would pay me money, or staying in the area that I was interested in, which was looking after animals, basically, and not earning a lot of money, but having job satisfaction. And I chose the not very much money and the job satisfaction. And I kind of never really regretted that, because the satisfaction I got from the job more than made up for the money, and I did kind of have enough to get by. But now I learned two things from that. A, that works when you're young, and it's not so good when you're older, because you've then got no money. And I also learned that giving up is not a good thing to do, and I've given up on giving up. I've never done it since. And now I've got a different aim for which I need to get rid of my job, and I need some money. So hence, this is why I'm here now. I don't know that that's as an obvious giving up one thing for another, but it certainly was when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess the definition of sacrifice would be giving up something of a lower nature to gain something of a higher nature. And in your case, it sounds like you've had some great learning from blunders. I mean, who hasn't, right, Koila? I mean, all of us. And I guess that goes back to the idea of that, too soon old, too late smart for some of us. And yet we can still make progress. The wisdom that comes with age. And wisdom, by the way, is applied knowledge, right? It's not just, I heard some people say knowledge is power. No, it's potential power. Knowledge applied, which we can call wisdom, that's powerful. And so knowing now that we complete what we start, which is the anatomy of success itself, right? And if we look at anything that you've succeeded at, you've started it, you've done the thing, and then you've stopped. It's complete, it's done. That's success, right? And therefore, the anatomy of failure would be incomplete or having never started, right? So I'm just thinking about that as it relates to what we're doing here. Yeah, we've got so much reach now into the marketplace. It's kind of like a great equalizer, isn't it? So here you are, here's Amazon, here's millions of people who could buy stuff from you. Will they? Well, that's interesting. I think what we do now is, like Jamie was just talking about, is make that decision and cut ourselves off from those other distractions. And guys, I'm getting a lot out of this. Koila, I'm getting a lot out of what you just said, and Jamie as well. We got a few more hands up. Koila, you were going to follow up with something?
Yeah, just interestingly, I would not now want to do what I wanted to do then.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just needed to do all the things I've done in order to be where I am. That's just what life is like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just odd how your perspective and your wants and your wishes change as you develop.
Right. Right. Yeah. And aren't there things that like my daughter, she just has to have this thing on Amazon or whatever. And then 6 months later, she's completely done with that thing. So yeah, life goes on. I guess that's part of the journey, right? I mean, to state the obvious, right? It just keeps we keep evolving. So thank you again, Kawila, for being here. Let's go to Obi and then Wayne and then Phyllis. Obi, you've got the floor, sir.
Hi, John.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, today I'm out in the sun. There's too much sun here in Ashford.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Just for the team, I always like to try and put something across to the team. At one time when I was in Africa, I was a lecturer in a technical college. I'd done engineering, in the railways, and then I came to teach in a polytech. So one thing about education that I learned was something about the philosophy by Watson, the behaviorists, some philosophers that really depended on the behavioristic situations, and then the other ones that were doing psychomotor skills. The one that I really remember is Watson. What Watson was trying to teach psychomotor skills was that in communication, like what we were talking about yesterday, communication, or the way I want to talk to my customers and get a response from my customers would make the marketplace in Amazon more fruitful than any other thing. So an example is like, I'll give you, there's a guy called David Beckham here. There's one called Wayne Rooney, they're footballers. They're not very, very, very clever guys and everything else, but what happened to them, they went into a school of football. They were taught every time the coach was throwing a football to them and they were kicking it back. Threw a football and they were kicking it back. Repeatedly, it became a skill. So that's what we're trying to do with the Amazon. For every product that we throw into Amazon, we must get a sale. Every time we throw a product on Amazon, good or bad, but every product that we sell, we should have the capacity or the mental strength to get a sale. Repeatedly, it will become a skill. And the good thing about this, what you've created here, John, is that we're doing it as a team. So no matter how clever or not clever you are, but if you're in a team where everyone wants you to be successful, that's how powerful this is. I've been working on Amazon for fun for 7 years, but now I've put all my strength into the Amazon business. I've forgotten about everything. I've put my focus to make it no longer a game anymore, but a business. That's the difference. I was selling whenever I wanted to sell, I would sell because I was still going to the railways and working in the railway system here in the UK. But now I've stopped all that. I'm concentrating on the marketplace. In the marketplace, there's so many marketplaces. There's eBay, there's Shopify, but I'm telling you, my friends out there, today we are about maybe 2 or 6 of us. The biggest marketplace that we can harness and put all our strength the way we're doing it every day here is Amazon. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Obi.
Thank you.
Always good to hear from you as well. And that focus, right? That intent and really hitting it hard. That's fantastic. Let's go to Wayne and then Phyllis and then Leanne Stewart. Hey, Wayne.
Good morning. How's everybody?
Doing good.
Yeah, I just was intrigued, John, by your commentary this morning there on you can have anything, but not everything. And I guess it just brought to mind that saying, a jack of all trades, but master of none. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm somebody who's got a lot of interests and I want to try all sorts of things. And you mentioned it, but it made me think of it is that you were talking the other day about making a decision. And so that phrase, make a quick decision and then take a long time to change your mind. And I think that really applies in this situation. mean, there's a lot of things out there to distract us. There's lots of shiny things, and you can always want to go to the next best thing. And I know I certainly have been one that gets distracted by all the shiny things. So I'm learning here now. It's about the focus and making the decision. So, well, I guess if you think of a flashlight, it spreads light, right? But all it does is really illuminate. And then if you think of a laser and how concentrated, it's the same thing. It's light, but the concentrated laser can do work in a different way than the flashlight can do. So, yeah, I guess my lesson this morning really is about that, focusing and making that decision.
It's my lesson too. We're all learning together. Thank you, man. So good to hear, Wayne. And that laser focus, I know that sounds cliche for a lot of people. You've maybe heard it before, but okay, if it works, run it. So thank you, Wayne. Always good to see you, my friend. Let's go to Phyllis and then Leah and Stuart and then Regina and Joe. Hey, Phyllis.
Good morning. So
Hey.
we talked about opportunity cost, and being a project manager for years, we've always equated opportunity cost as the cost of completing a project on time or the penalty of completing late. So what we do and what we're doing now here with Blue Sky is, it's not a race, but every day we don't make progress to get to having a product online is a cost that, or a penalty. You know, we're not making money. So in a sense, we're losing money. And we tend to say, but I don't have the time to do it all. I can't get it done. There aren't enough hours in a day. But what I have found is everything is a matter of choice. For example, if I choose to go next door and have a glass of wine with my neighbor, I can't say I don't have time to do it. I chose my time accordingly. So it's more a matter of I didn't make the time. And I think that that's what we need to remember. We need to constantly be making some steady progress, getting everything done, our modules done wherever we're at, picking our products and so forth, and then realizing that we will make that money, but we have to first make the time. And it's all part of that opportunity cost. I think they mesh together hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Making time. That's a topic we could discuss. Thank you so much for your insights there, Phyllis. Beautiful. Good. So good to see you as always. Let's go to Leah, Stuart, then Regina and Joe, and then Moeed.
Hey everybody. Hey John. How's it going, guys? Cost of opportunity. You know, I think the most obvious example of this is the thing that, or at least one of the things that binds us all together as Blue Sky members, right? So we all, you know, had an opportunity to sign up for this program. And I bet that for a lot of us, it was a bit of a stretch to think about, you know, the expense of signing up for this program. And then those of us that are moving forward with AX10, that's sort of a whole other level of, you know, cost benefit analysis or cost of opportunity or cost of opportunity loss, right? And I think probably everybody here would agree that, you know, we kind of weighed it out as if, you know, as Jamie was saying, and, you know, you come to a decision about, well, what's it going to cost me to sign up for this course, and what are the benefits of that versus letting that opportunity slip away and not take advantage of these things. And I think, you know, again, that ante got upped in a big way with the AX10, but I feel like this is the obvious thing for all of us in this course, is this concept of what is the cost of opportunity and what are the benefits of joining this kind of a program or joining this particular program. And that's what I wanted to say about that. And then if it's cool with you guys, maybe I should ask John, but you know, John, a couple of weeks ago, Lee and I sent you a birthday card, an e-card, and I don't think you got it, because if you did, you might've said something about it. So since we are sort of, you know, outing John for his heavy metal days, I was wondering if, John, would you give me permission to share my screen and show this little e-card that we sent you that you never saw?
Yes, let's go ahead and do that. And before we do that, though, I will say I do see electronic hands up on Regina, Joe, Moeed, and Howard Bluestein is asking how to raise his hand, and Jackie says Kitty had her actual hand up.
I can tell you what, man. I'll do it at the end of the call if it's cool with you.
Hold on, just a second. No, hold on, Stuart. Since you've got the floor, Jackie, I will get to everyone else here. We just got a couple other hands up. All right, so just wanted to acknowledge everybody. Screen sharing is active. I can't wait to see this, Stuart.
Oh my God, it's only like 30 seconds. And
okay, okay, here we go.
Ready?
I'm ready. Wow.
There
Thank
you go,
you,
buddy.
man.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
That's nice.
That's great.
Nice one, Stu.
Yeah. If there's a link to that, go ahead and send it to me so I can hear
All right, I
the,
totally will.
the full effect of it as well.
That's what's you.
And Leah, thank you for who you are in this community. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go to Regina and Joe, and then we'll go to Moeed, and then I got a couple people that can't get their hands up. We'll get them out here as well.
First off, Stuart, that was pretty cool. Thanks for sharing. And second of all, happy birthday, John.
Thank you.
As far as the subject about everything and anything, I think I recently heard someone say, goals create the power to reach our success. And different stages of our life, we have different goals. Like right now, your daughter has this thing that she wants to have on Amazon. When you get older, it's wanting to be in a rock band. When you get older, it's like you really want to make money, So if you think about it in one theory, do you think possibly we can have everything in a lifetime? I mean, because if we reach our goals when we're children and that's everything and we're satisfied and we're doing what makes us happy. And then as we go through the stages of life, we're reaching those goals and they're not everything at one time, but over a period of life, some of the most successful people and happy people have said, I've done it all. I'm ready to go. I mean, I've done everything in my life and I've reached every goal and I feel like I've given my contribution and that's it, Like right now, I mean, I've always gone through my life doing what I've given up the money part to be happy. I mean, I feel like if I want to be somewhere and spend my life and my time, I want to be happy doing it. And now, as a few people have said here, you get to the serious part of life and say, okay, well, the happiness isn't going to last forever. We have to start thinking about making money. So with the pandemic, it's kind of forced us into a different reign where Joe and I are really not comfortable with this internet job, but it's something that we're driven to. It's where we see the carrot at the end of the rainbow, and we know where it's going and we're giving more time to it than we've ever given to anything at this point. And hopefully at the end of my life, I'll say I've done it all. So Amazon might let us get there maybe if I don't give up, and I'm not going to give up. So thank you, John, for all your time and effort.
Regina, thank you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see you today or yesterday when you spoke.
I can't get my screen on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, something's going on with
we're trying tirelessly for this. And yesterday, I think it was Philip or somebody that was on, I can't remember his name. He had said to sign on to Zoom US on the internet and download it. I did that. And today it's still not up. So the only time I'm sure that we can get on the screen is when we get the invitation through the email. And somehow when I go into the link in the email to sign up, it goes on. But when I don't do that, it doesn't sign on. So I can't get our picture on it. I mean, I'm desperately trying to do this, but I can't figure it out yet. So.
Okay. So, yeah, and I can't do tech support now, but I know I've seen you before and now I'm not. So something's happening with your computer settings. Your consideration, I think, is spectacular. And I think that's something that Kuila was also referring to. And that is the idea of, we did that and now we're on to this. So in that sense, yes, we can have everything we want, not at the same time. Okay. So then I guess the question is, how quickly are you willing to decide to go after the thing you actually want now, or belabor that to the point where you've lost that time? It was Phyllis was mentioning making time, right? How do we make time? We get stuff done. Done equals more time, right? So does that mean we're just racing through life and never smelling the roses or whatever? No, not necessarily, but we're being intentional and we're being decisive. This is what Napoleon Hill talked about in Think and Grow Rich over and over and over and over again. Definiteness of purpose, definiteness of decision. That leads to done. And your comment about the goals, giving the power to get stuff done, I totally agree. Right? Man who shoots at nothing, sure to hit it. indecision, procrastination, inertia. Oh my goodness, I'm getting sick to my stomach just hearing the words, right? Why? Because I've lived in it,
Yep.
right? That's a statement of experience, and it
Exactly.
sucks. Okay, so who are we and where are we going? Anyway, thank you so much. We're going to go to Moeed, and then I see a couple of people who physically have hands up. I can't see all 200 cameras at the same time. So Moeed, sir, you've got the floor.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my idea on this topic, which again is a very thought-provoking and it's a very interesting topic, opportunity cost. So first of all, if I am willing to decide a cost for something, what I need to focus on is what I really love to do. So the amount of love that I have for that focused goal, that could be one person, that could be one business, that could be any opportunity. And somebody wrote somewhere that the amount of love you can gauge is how you can gauge the amount of love you have for somebody or something is how much you can sacrifice for that. So that is basically what we're discussing, the cost of opportunity at this point. We are discussing that what we are to lose to gain something. We obviously, I'm 100% with you that we cannot not have everything we want, but we can have anything. But the book that you suggested, I was just going through that. I was making a few notes that were in front of me. Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I would like you to just share one idea that I picked from that. Why can you have both? So the both philosophy is, it's the same thing. Would you like to have your hand or your leg? Why don't you have both? You need both of them, right? Similarly, successful career or family relations, you can have both, right? Similarly, earn a fortune and work you love, you can have both, yeah? And similarly, he wins or I win, we can have both, yeah? Similarly, either you choose money over happiness, you can have both. Either you can be very rich and you would like to enjoy life, you can do both. So whenever we are deciding any cost for any opportunity, the first thing is, are we really focused on that? Do we really love to do that? And then the price would be easier to calculate. And we can make strategy of we can have both. Not to sacrifice everything to gain something. We can keep everything, most of the things intact and gain what we want.
Well said. You want to host this tomorrow? You're the host tomorrow, Moeed. Well said.
I'm just a student and I'm loving it to be a student and part of this community.
I'm so glad you're here, my friend.
Yeah.
So glad you're here. Thank you all from Jamie to Moeed and everyone who shared. I know we have a few people who weren't able to raise their electronic hand, so we're going to go ahead and just open the floor for anyone who wants to come out here. I think Howard was one of them, and whoever else. If you know how to unmute your microphone, you can do that. Listening. I'm listening. I'm not hearing anything.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Mukati.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Sorry about that earlier on. You saw me rushing around. I'm in my restaurant, so I've just closed it down to be with you guys. What is it? Like, I run a restaurant and it's quite successful, but it's what it is that you do to make that successful. What you're loving is what makes you what you want to do. So it's priceless. On doing something is quite priceless. You're going to actually lose to gain, but what you're losing is what you want to gain. And, there's a lot of people that are scared of a lot of things, but you got to believe in yourself to make a life for yourself. And that's what a lot of people are scared of. They jump on something, wanting it, trying to create it, and they fall back on it because they're so scared of not believing in what they want to believe in. So it's something like, you can have everything, but then you can't. But define that. What is it that you can't have and what you can? It's whatever you want in life you can have.
Yeah. Yeah. Pick it. Pick what you want. And we don't want everything. I mean, think of the idea of having, everything. Like you have ownership of everything in planet Earth, like the mountain outside my window right now. I have it. Yes, I have it. There it is. It doesn't mean I'm carrying it home on my back and putting it in my living room. you know?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. As they say, the world is yours. Doesn't mean that it's not yours. It's yours.
Right.
Physically give it to you because it's there for you to enjoy it. And
Yeah.
a journey like this, it's unbelievable, but people have to have the belief in themselves to carry on and get in that drive to get what they really want out of it. Priceless.
Thank you,
Priceless.
Mukate. Thank you so
You're
much for
welcome.
sharing. I think Howard is with us. Howard?
Yeah, hi, John. Thanks.
There he is.
Yeah, yeah, I just want to thank you and everyone in this group. I don't have the words to say how much it has meant to me and will be. But the reason I wanted to come on today was I heard on the news, I'm up in Ontario, Canada, and they're changing our whole education program for the elementary schools up here starting in September. And what they're going to be teaching the kids is coding and money skills. And as soon as I heard that, I started thinking of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I can imagine how these youngsters will be in 20 years from now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to teach useful things to children.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Yeah. Good time. Thank you for sharing that, Howard.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. And I know when people sometimes just get encumbered with everything that's wrong in the world, right? Sometimes that consumes our attention, or it can if we let it. It's good to see things like that. So thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Commentary, questions? Are we good? Anybody else? Are we good?
I have something. Kitty, you've been waiting.
Oh, hi, Kitty. Hey, there
Hey.
she is.
There we go. Okay, so I had kind of wanted to share back a few days ago, but I have not figured out how to raise my virtual hand, so I end up sitting here like this. But and I know you have a hard time seeing everybody. And so there's a few things. One is that this is really the focus thing has been very pointed for me today. Having recently come back from Arizona and trying to get things going here, I had internet issues. I had all kinds of things that were constantly roadblocks and stumbling points or whatever. And so, you know, for me, it's been difficult to kind of keep my eye sort of on the prize or looking ahead at my goals and maintaining balance within my life and everything that's going on. I've got multiple things going on family-wise. My mom had died back a couple years ago. We're trying to sell the house. My brother has lung cancer. I'm the one who's taking care of him. I've got a home in Maine that I never get to go to. You know, I work out of state, usually like 6 months out of the year, but now I don't know if I'm going to even have a job there. You know, so there's a lot of things, and I'm trying to do this and maintain my focus at least for some of the time. You know, like I've been really trying to get on these calls, but I've been having an issue with my Zoom. I mean, there's a lot of things. So sometimes it's easy for me to procrastinate and push things aside because I've got all this other stuff happening. And yet I have, like what you were saying before about being intentional and decisive and, you know, balancing all of the things I have to do, the things I know I have to do. I have to take care of my brother. And what the other fellow was saying about focus and the amount of love and how much you sacrifice for it, that has to do with my brother and taking care of him and making sure that he survives, you know, because he's at a point of maybe not surviving. So I don't know, it's just kind of what's going on. But I am really trying to, you know, maintain myself and all that's happening around me. And I've been really appreciating these meetings and everything that everybody says. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Kitty. So glad you're here. I hadn't seen you in a while, and it's good to see you. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming you're in
getting back from
Massachusetts?
Arizona was quite a trip.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're in Massachusetts now.
I am. I'm on Cape Cod now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
welcome back. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
And guys, look, this is a beautiful beginning. We've got lots to do, and we've got lots that we can accomplish. And I know some of our members here are rather new, so keep coming, right? And if you can't make it here live, join us on the YouTube channel. I'm really excited about everything that each of you are about to accomplish, and you're about to accomplish some great stuff. So really, really fortunate to be here with you all. Let's go ahead and wrap up for today. All right, we good? Everybody good? Yes? Okay, so I will see you all back here tomorrow. We're gonna have a fun topic. I don't know what it's gonna be, but we'll find out when we hear it. In the meantime, make it a great day. You absolutely deserve it. All right, bye for now.
Bye.
Cheers, bye-bye.
Thank you, John.